Hey guys, let's make a bottomless bread box. So I'm taking 4 pieces of wood that my husband has brought home from different jobs. And I'm taking my orbital hand sander and just sanding it around any rough edges, making sure it's nice and smooth. I'll post the measurements in the description of this video because it's kind of complicated for me to sit here and try to remember. So I'll post those all. So then I'm marking what's going to be like my inside and outside so that I know what I'm painting and what I'm not. And then it looks like I'm cleaning up some sawdust. Squirrel. And then I'm taking a sand sponge and a piece of sandpaper and roughing it up because it is a little shiny and smooth. And then I'm grabbing some black chalk paint and some Vaseline. Now, I was going to originally do this box black and white, but I decided I really love the way this wood is. It's very beautiful, so I wanted that to show through instead. So I end up actually putting Vaseline directly on the wood, and then I put black chalk paint over it. So one of our boards is actually white, so it's going to end up being white and black. So it ends up being kind of unique. I actually ended up loving it. Okay, so we get that on there. I am going to paint 5 of the 6 sides, leaving what will end up being the very back of this bread box, the natural wood color. So we'll end up drying that. I do like to get it really good and dry whenever I'm doing one of these techniques, just because I don't want to scrape everything off. I only want to scrape where the Vaseline is. So you'll kind of start to see it turn matte black there as you dry. Then we're going to do the same thing to this, and like I said, instead of the natural wood color, it's going to be white underneath. We're placing that Vaseline directly on that white board. And then we're covering 5 of the 6 sides. The only side I'm not covering on this one is the side that'll be facing the inside of the bread box. Okay, so we'll give that a good dry. And then our 2 smaller pieces here, I don't know if I mentioned this, but basically with the Vaseline or candle wax or anything I'm using like that, I'll typically do it heavier toward the edges and then lighter toward the center of the project. I just like it, and I think it looks more natural when it's not totally uniform and consistent throughout. So we place the black chalk paint, we dry it just like the other pieces. We are doing all the sides except what's going to be facing the inside of the bread box. You could totally do all the sides. I was just excited and wanted to see how this all came together, so I did not, but you totally could. All right, last piece here, guys. We're putting that on 5 of the 6 sides. We're drying it, and here comes the fun part. So I like to do this on a solid surface, not on a turntable that might be flopping around. I take a paint scraper from Dollar Tree, and I scrape it, and I scrape it in all 4 different directions, just to get off whatever I can get off. But also, I love the way that it looks when you have some criss and crosses, and I think it looks cool. I even took it and went over the sides of this one with the smaller end of the scraper, and it actually looks really pretty. See that dark like wood? I just love it. That's why I changed my mind and I didn't paint it white first. So this one was already white, so you're going to see some black on the top, some white underneath instead of wood. And again, I just go all different directions to make sure, I don't go diagonal, but I go all 4 directions, I guess, to make sure that we've got some crisscrosses and to make it look as natural as I can. Same thing here with the sides. I take the small end of the scraper and I scrape off what I can get there too. And then I took a sanding sponge to it as well. We're going to do the same thing to these two smaller pieces. And I put kind of a lot of Vaseline, so I wanted a lot of that wood to show through. If you don't, you'll use less Vaseline so that less comes off of that top color there. Wait until you guys see this big pile of paint shavings that I had to the side. I think I put it in front of the camera at some point. Okay, so then I go around the edges with the sanding block, and I actually like the way that looks too. I think I end up doing it to all the edges at the end. Look at that. Like a handful of paint chips. So then I just clean off the surface because we are getting ready. Oh, I had a spill when I was doing this video too. I forgot about that. My paintbrush water spilled. So, okay, so back to reality. I was using wood glue, super glue from Dollar Tree, and Surebonder hot glue to put this together right next to one another. I do stop here and I put some antique wax on this white and black because I didn't want it to be super bright white. And look at that, you guys. It's such a beautiful color now. So I do the same thing there. Wood glue, next to it hot glue. Now I have to keep this way so that it doesn't fall apart. But at the on the pictures at the end, I'm cleaning up any glue drips there is what I'm doing. And then I had a big one there, so I just used some sandpaper. But at any rate, I can't sit up right now because it's all, you know, kind of wet. I didn't want it falling apart on me. But in the pictures at the end, you'll see what it looks like being a bottomless bread box, y'all. Look at that. Look how pretty. And I didn't do the inside, but like I said, you totally could. I did this to fit one of my wine racks. Look how pretty. Thank you guys for watching. I love it. I hope you do too, and we'll talk to you later.